Anyway, we'll be having our last interview for the day. We'll be speaking to Victor Fredericks. Victor Fredericks is an artist and also will be telling us more. Someone whose voice echoes with the spirit of Boland, from the farmlands of Wolseley to major stages across South Africa. Victor Fredericks has carved out his space where music, poetry, and raw emotion meet, and also who's the finalist in Agri's Got Talent, a standout voice in ATKV-Crescendo mentorship program, and an award-winning writer. Victor's creative journey speaks of root. So Victor will be telling us more regarding that. 061 862 1065. 061 862 1065. This way you can text us, especially when who's looking for that job in one of our segments called Job Shop. But before we speak to Victor, let's quickly do this. Still tuning in on 89.5 FM. On the line, we are joined by Victor Fredericks. Victor, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Thank you for having time to speak to us. But before we quickly jump into who's Victor and why we're even speaking to you, is it possible if you can first quickly play one of your songs, Blackberry Juice and Gin? Can we quickly do that?
I'll appreciate it, man.
So please, Victor, hold on the line while we quickly tuning in.
Thanks, man.
Let's go.
Sal ek jou 'n e-pos stuur vanaf Amsterdam of Budapest vanaand? Of sal ek jou 'n SMS stuur vanaf my badstrand uit Swellendam vanaand? Sal ons op ons rugte lê en die Milky Way aanskou? Sal ons oor toe maak en die sterre ons ontplooi, want nostrum blackberry juice en gin op die plek voor vanaand. Net vanaand. Net vanaand. Van nostrum blackberry juice en gin op die plek voor vanaand. Net vanaand. Net vanaand. Sal ek jou faksie sturen vanaf Robertson of Montague vanaand. Oh, sal ek jou 'n briefie skryf en met die posduif stuur vanaf Porterville vanaand. Sal ons op ons rugte lê en die Milky Way aanskou. Sal ons oor toemaak en die sterre ons omboog. Van ons blackberry juice en gin op die plek voor vanaand. Net vanaand. Net vanaand. Van ons blackberry juice en gin op die plek voor vanaand. Net vanaand. Net vanaand. Van ons blackberry juice en gin op die plek voor vanaand. Net vanaand. Net vanaand. Van ons blackberry juice en gin op die plek voor vanaand. Net vanaand. Net vanaand. Na 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 na. Net vanaand. Net vanaand. Na 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 na. Net vanaand. Net vanaand. Van ons blackberry juice en gin op die plek voor vanaand. Net vanaand. Net vanaand. Van ons blackberry juice en gin op die plek voor vanaand. Net vanaand. Net vanaand. Na 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 na. Net vanaand. Net vanaand. Na 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 na. Net vanaand. Net vanaand.
Na 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 is already in my head. Victor Fredericks on 89.5 FM, the mother of community radio station in Africa. I know that that's your new single, right, Vic?
Ja, man.
That is so nice. So chilled vibe. Victor, thank you very much for being part of the show on the Morning Cruise. Quickly, Vic, get to know you. You know, obviously we know that you're coming from creative roots that run deep in you from Wolseley. And also, can you take us back? You know, share the first spark to your love for storytelling and music.
Yeah, man. Way back in the days, I started to write poetry. And not just poetry. Later on, I did short stories. So I wrote my first book in 2001, a poetry bundle called Afrikaans. Ons stryd was ook in Afrikaans. So our struggle was also in Afrikaans. In 2020, I did a short story book called Voetpad oor die Witzenberg. And on 2022, me and my dad, we wrote on a book called Laat Pa Vertel. But he passed on a few months before we released the book. And that's how I began with my writing.
Nice, man. It shows that family, you know, sometimes can spark that energy and also support you. So, talking about family, your mother sang soprano in church choir and your dad loved, obviously, Afrikaans radio. How did their influence shape your sound today?
Well, tremendously, you know, because when I go back, they always supported me. Yeah, back in the days that there was no vehicles or what, and there was train. And the earliest train is at 5:15 on Wolseley. And you know, most your mom got that inner watch, so she doesn't miss a second. And then here at 4 o'clock, she will say, Victor, you must get up. Eh? Are you still going to Cape Town to perform? So they were there all the way, man.
Shout out to them. Family, man. Family love. So also, Victor, you called your music raw and honest. Why is emotional authenticity is so important in your songwriting?
Because I'm a storyteller, you know, I'm very fond of that genre. And the authenticity of the word, it's important for me, man.
Nice, man. When it comes to, and also Afrikaans, we know that is one of South Africa's best languages, you know, in the world. How important it is, you know, to associate, especially your art, when it comes to your own mother tongue.
Yeah. Well, I come out of a district, out of the Boland, where Afrikaans is the language. There's not a second language or a third language. It's the language. So everything we do it in Afrikaans. We dream in Afrikaans, you know. We joel in Afrikaans. So Afrikaans is a major part of my life.
Okay, so in South Africa, obviously, with the history of Afrikaans and all that, it's sometimes associated in a bad things. But still, we have amazing people like yourself who are pushing hard into that. So how are you coping with that, with all these other things on the side, but still trying to make this beautiful language to be accepted in the country?
Well, like I said, yeah, and like you just said, that the language was in a bad stage back in the days. But as we progress, you see, many of, and especially our colored people, they are now listening to Afrikaans music. There's hip-hop in Afrikaans. And those factors, they all help with the growth of the language.
And also, Victor, you've written poetry, plays, and songs. How do you navigate between these different art forms? Do you feed into each other? How do you balance all of them?
Yes, and I'd like to go back a few years ago. Dr. Diana Ferris asked me to set some poetry of her. And at first I didn't know what was it. And I asked around, hey, what is this? Now, how can I set something? And then they told me, hey, you are then a writer, man. You are a poet. Just put music to the song, or music to the words. And that is how it all began, you see. So I'm doing all of those stuff. And the influence is very, very big, especially from poetry.
So now your latest song, Blackberry Juice and Gin, was born, you know, during the ATKV-Crescendo program. Tell us how that mentorship shaped your growth, both as an artist and as a person, and also how did you become part of that program?
Well, it was a profound moment when I hear that I was accepted as a Crescendo, a guy, you know, and the work that they are doing there are tremendously good. Guys like Monet, Jade, Grasa, Shelby, Gerthwin, and then my producer Eddie String. So these guys play a major role in shaping the way that I'm sounding now. So back in the days, I used to write this ordinary Afrikaans, but now they show me different genre. And the mentorship at the Crescendo, they did that for me.
Nice,
you know,
man.
They show me a whole other side of music. Again, and that is why I wrote this song, Blackberry.
Again, if you have just tuning in on 89.5 FM, speaking to Victor Fredericks. also about his music, about his journey. So, Victor, soon you'll be performing on the 16th of May this month. Tell us more regarding that event that will be happening at Summerhill Wine Estate in Stellenbosch.
Yeah, big times, man. I'm sharing a stage with my colleague, Yolanda Wagner, who was also on the mentorship. And then there's Riculati from Vascoudlyn and Carla Buta. We're going to launch our singles on the 16th of May there at Daisy Jones Theatre in Stellenbosch. And we are very, very glad for this opportunity so that we can showcase our music and our singles.
So let's say somebody who's tuning in now on 89.5 FM would love to be part of that show. How possible can it be, and also how practical can it be to be part of that show?
Man, they can go to the ATKV website, www.atkv.org, and then they can purchase a ticket there, or they can go to Quicket at any ShopRite, and they can get the tickets there.
Nice. Thank you very much, Victor. Victor, before we let you go, though, if people want to follow you and also with more new music, or maybe want to stream you on all these other platforms, how can they do it?
Well, they can go to my Facebook page, Victor Fredericks, and then to my music Facebook page, Victor C. Fredericks music page. They can get me on TikTok on at Victor Fredericks, even on Instagram again. So I'm all over.
Talking about being all over on 89.5 FM, please quickly, what would you like to say to that listener who's listening now, or maybe who might be going through something, and as soon as they hear Victor Fredericks, they'll be like, oh, snap, okay, I have to come back to reality again. So what message do you have for our listener?
Well, at my age, I'm extremely proud of what I did over the years, and I went through a lot of things, but I didn't give up. If you got a dream, follow it, and make sure that you are on a path, a positive path, so that you can become that man and woman that you wanted to be back in the days and now is.
I'm loving it, Vic. Vic, if people want to get a hold of you in all the social platforms, how can they follow you?
And they can follow me at Facebook, like I said, on my name, Victor Fredericks. And then on my music page, it's Victor C. Fredericks at music page. They can do it on TikTok on my name, and they can do on Instagram on my name. So there they can find me.
Nice. Victor, thank you very much for being part of the show. Are you preparing, though, for the show? Are you practicing? Are you rehearsing?
Yeah, there's a lot of music that I must prepare, man.
Please make sure that you give your best, and hopefully that the people who will be coming through will be enjoying your presence.
Thank you, man. Thank you. And very, very, very thankful for this opportunity from Boost Radio.
Nice. It will be lovely, though, if speaking to you again on the Morning Cruise. It will be nice to have you in studio, live instead of the phone.
Well, we can do so.
Nice. Vic, thank you very much for being part of the show on the Morning Cruise on 89.5 FM. And good luck with your journey. Keep shining that light high. Keep shining the language Afrikaans to the world, especially through your art form. Thank you very much.
Thanks, man. It was a great pleasure being part of your show.
Thank you very much. That is Victor Fredericks, shining bright high the heritage of South Africa, including art and the language on 89.5 FM. Bye, Vic.
Okay, then, bye-bye.
That is Victor Fredericks on 89.5 FM. I would love him, though, to express himself more in Afrikaans. But unfortunately, since I was replying to him in English, he didn't like. He was just like, okay, I'll speak English, but yeah, I didn't want to stop him there also on how he wants to express himself. As you know that on 89.5 FM on Bush Radio, we never fake anything. We're keeping it real, the way it is. If it's blue is blue, blue is blue. It's time for African News Headline.